Jordon, welcome at All About Feed Chats. When you talk about probiotics, prebiotics and postbiotics, what are the real differences there?
I hope it's okay to kind of explain it as the picture that sits in my head, because they're all unique technologies and they all have separate mechanisms. And so the way I always like to explain it is a prebiotic is just like taking a flower and putting it in good soil. You know, you're going to allow all of the aspects for what helps it to grow in that case to really be there. But it's important to remember that good soil can allow not only good things to grow, but bad things to grow. And so that's one important thing to keep in mind about prebiotics. Postbiotics are, the new emerging technology I know that a lot of people are looking at. But postbiotics to me is like the greenhouse that we put around these plants. It's the ability for us to help manage the environment a little bit more, to give a little bit more specialized care and attention through certain technologies that are going to come forward in these postbiotic technologies. But it allows us to, again, frame up a little bit better, not only how do we take care of the plant, but how do we steward it. And finally, probiotics are a technology that I kind of like to say it's sort of like a farmer over his field, where the farmer's going to be looking at it and really making judgments on what's my risk of pathogens, what's my risk of performance, what's my risk of growth, and really helping to titrate and dose in those specific reactions that help to allow then that plant to be as healthy as possible.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then when we look at livestock production, would it then make most sense to use probiotics?
So it's always important to first start with what's your question and where do you want to end up with technology and its value. So probiotics are phenomenal technology, and in a lot of the use cases that I have, especially within VivaPro, I like to really set up that technology for challenges that our customers are going to predictively have in their production, and then organizing again the strategy of making sure that those strains and the alignment of the impact of those strains are organized to help support the optimal health of that animal.
Mm-hmm. And would you then evaluate the approach you take on each farm or with a feed mill?
I think that's one of the most important things. I think in all of these things, value should be equated with data. We should be demanding that data supports these decisions that we make, and that it also really validates the impact that we're having in the investment in feed and in the supportive nutrients that we're putting through. So I think it's important that we really align ourselves to say, if we're putting in a technology like probiotics, let's ask a question of how probiotics work and how we bring that through in good experimental design, and ultimately proving that to everybody that we've spent money on putting this technology forward, but we have the data to prove that we're really getting the value that's most important for it.
Proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for explaining it, Jordon. Thank you for being here.